All right, what's going on, guys? Good evening. Little late night live stream. Haven't done one of these in a little while. Figured we'd test out the water, see what's going on out there, guys. How the heck is everybody? How the heck are you? Just finished watching the Pico and LFG premiere. That was a good time. Guys. All right, let's get into the chat just a little bit. We got 0 super chats to start the stream. Watching from New York. Gotta stay late for this. There you go, man. Pete, what's up, buddy? The man with the crystal ball. How you doing, mate? I'm doing all right. Lord of the Realm, what's happening, man? Good to see you, Mario. It's me, Mario. Showing up on time. Alex says, Z-Back to $1. What's up, brother? Absolutely, man. Z-Back to $1. Let's frickin' go. What else we have? Benjamin says, right when I was going to bed, you're like Jake with Allstate. Alex, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Iron and Wood. Northern Lights are showing green down here in Orton. Nice. There you go. All right, man. Chat's not that busy tonight. Let's get into the news. What's going on out there in the crypto space, guys? Bitcoin is just doing its thing, hovering around 103. We'll take that all day long. Galaxy Shooter in the house. What's up, man? Just finished work. Heading home on the good old TTC. Nice. There you go. Ray, super fantastic. Smash the like button. Yes, hit the likes, guys. Absolutely. Investor optimism surges with Solana's ETF marking 10 days of gains. Guys, I have been harping on this Solana spot ETF for quite some time now. This past Monday, the spot Solana ETF in the US marked their 10th consecutive day of net capital inflows, despite a notable slowdown in their daily pace. The positive streak implies significant institutional interest, surpassing initial market projections. According to market data, the Solana ETF recorded a net inflow of 6.78 million on Monday. This flow was led by Bitwise's BSOL fund, which attracted 5.92 million, while Grayscale's GSOL, the only other available Solana fund, brought in $856,480. Since the October 28th launch of BSOL, Solana ETF inflows have remained consistently positive, with the exception of 2 days when GSOL recorded no activity at all. Combined, the two funds have managed to attract a total of $342.48 million in net inflows. Although 10 consecutive days of net inflows is a significant achievement, Monday's figure, 6.78 million, marks the lowest daily inflow recorded since the fund's debut. This contrasts with the strong start last week, when the fund attracted nearly 200 million in their first 7 days alone, and even recorded daily inflows exceeding 70 million last Wednesday. The performance was described by Eric Balchunas, senior ETF analyst at Bloomberg, as a huge number and a good sign. The initial success has defied prior skepticism. The U.S. spot Solana ETF inflow streak significantly outperformed the pre-launch expectations that projected less institutional adoption due to Solana's perceived regulatory and technical risks, commented Nick Ruck, director at LVRG Research. Despite initial expectations that the Solana fund success would be minimal compared to Bitcoin and Ether, investors appear to be adopting a diversification strategy. Ruck added that the investors view Solana ETF as a high beta complement to Bitcoin and Ethereum's ETFs. These participants are accepting greater volatility in exchange for potentially superior risk-adjusted returns in what Ruck describes as a maturing altcoin cycle. Looking ahead, the analyst suggests that demand could have sustained impact on the price. Sustained ETF inflows should provide durable price support for Solana by tightening supply dynamics and attracting institutional capital. Meanwhile, in the broader market, Solana's price action showed a slight correction. Solana fell 1.85% in the last 24 hours, trading at $164.24. In comparison, spot Bitcoin ETFs saw net inflows of 1.15 million on Monday, while Ethereum's ETFs recorded nothing. Niente. Not a thing. Ray says, super fantastic. Real Kev, what's up, man? DCA some Zebek or Ape? DCA is the way, brother. You know that. Iron and wood, that might be what's soaking up all of our liquidity. Possible. Very, very possible. Fast Freddy, what's up, man? Where you been? Load up your Zebek bags. Absolutely. Not financial advice. You do you, boo-boo. Ditto's in the house. Bought some BSOL. And we'll continue to buy it for my kids' portfolios. Exactly. And stake it for 7%. Or is it only the GSOL that gives you 7%? Ready for Pumpvember. Let's go. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Let's get it, baby. All right. What else do we have going on out there? What do we have? 111 people watching. We have 31 likes. Let's get the likes up, guys. Let's get those likes up. Ape the Zebek. FTX distributes 7.1 billion. Next payout is set for 2026. FTX has distributed approximately $7.1 billion to creditors in 3 rounds, with a 4th major payout plan for January. This ongoing process underscores efforts to restore creator confidence in the crypto market after FTX's collapse. FTX has distributed $7.1 billion to creditors, completing 3 payout rounds. Plans are in place for a 4th distribution in January. The distribution process is part of the company's bankruptcy resolution efforts following the collapse in 2022. Key figures are involved, emphasizing efforts to maximize recovery for creditors. Former CEO Sam Bankman-Fried remains vocal about the estate's situation. He claims the company never truly went bankrupt, adding complexity to the proceedings. The distribution has impacted the crypto market, particularly liquidity in assets like Solana. There has been no notable shift in Ethereum and Bitcoin market positions due to FTX payouts, but the market remains sensitive during these periods. FTX payouts have demonstrated a high recovery rate for small creditors, with claims reaching 119% of their original value. The outcome is uncommon in bankruptcy cases, marking a notable evident for stakeholders. Community reactions are cautiously positive towards FTX payouts efforts. Social media platforms like Twitter reflect support for the distribution process among creditors. Potential impacts on regulatory, technological, and financial landscapes remain a topic of discussion. Observers draw parallels with past cases like Mt. Gox, citing faster and larger creditor recovery in FTX's case. What do we got? A super chat. Jay, first super chat of the stream. Where do you think Sol is going this? Like, I could see $600 to $800. I could see that. Maybe a little bit higher. Santa Rally is right around the corner. Let's go, baby. B-Sol is 7%. I think G-Sol's 5%. Okay, not bad. Yeah, stake that, man. Stake it for sure. Get that interest, man, for the little ones. Benjamin Rob, Cookie looks so beat up. What's going to pump it? Altcoin season's going to pump it, my friend. You don't get the project. Being told so many times you don't get the project. What am I missing? No one talks about it anymore. Nobody talks about a lot of projects anymore right now because all altcoins are beat up, not just Cookie, right? All altcoins are beat up. So it's not really sexy to talk about any individual altcoin right now because none of them, for the most part, are, worth talking about right now until we start to see the parabolic, part of this cycle. I could, how do I word this? I get people saying, what about this coin? What about that coin? When the whole market is completely devastated in terms of altcoins, it's useless to point out one altcoin and say, why is this coin down? Why is no one talking about this one coin when everything's destroyed, right? So, Sir Farmery, what's up, man? Doing dishes and tuning in, keeping a strong, keep going strong, y'all, through these very trying times. There is a bright future ahead of all of us, absolutely. XEN updates and your thoughts. Thanks, buddy. Still bullish long term? Yeah, still bullish on XEN. Still ultra bullish on XEN. There's not really any updates to speak of, though, to be honest with you. I do daily shorts on XCN, just on YouTube, just talking about key levels to watch, whether up to the upside or to the downside. So, what's up, man? Dave's in the house. What's happening, man? No one wants crumbled cookies. That's the way the cookie crumbles. All right, let's get into a little bit of Squawk Box, guys. That's right. We got some Squawk Box for you. Senator Morin on the shutdown. Our standing in the world is harmed by the chaos we demonstrate at home.
Passing a bill to fund the federal government through January. The measure will now need to pass in the House and then head to President Trump for a signature to end the 42-day shutdown. We'll probably be talking about 43 and maybe 44. I don't know. Join us now, Senator Jerry Moran of Kansas. He's chair of the Veterans Affairs Committee. He will honor Veterans Day by ringing the opening bell here at the NASDAQ later this morning. Welcome, and hence here you are all joining us on set, Senator.
I'm delighted to be here. We have a purpose in being here in addition to visiting with the three of you, and that is to honor Americans, veterans, on this Veterans Day. And the NASDAQ is celebrating with us to make certain that veterans know they are appreciated and thanked. And part of my job is to make certain that that veterans are more than just thanked and express gratitude and respect, that we do our job in the nation's capital, in the committee, and in the Congress to make certain that the things that were promised to those who serve are the things that they receive.
Great. That's a good message, Senator. We were talking earlier, going to the news of the day, that Speaker Johnson has not guaranteed that there hasn't referenced a vote. I mean, that's happening in the next day or so, is it not?
Everything I know about the House, and I was a House member before I was in the Senate, is that people are being called back, expected to be there on Wednesday.
Okay.
The House rules, the Republican rules require that there be 48 hours that people can read the bill before they vote. It's part of this reform and often demanded by the conservative groups in the House. But the reality is that text has been out there for days. And so it's surely, and the consequences of this shutdown, I mean, I don't mean to personalize this, but I'm an example of how difficult it is to travel, just coming to be with you and trying to get home to Kansas today. This is, I mean, in addition to all the things that are mostly making the news about certainly SNAP, food programs, Head Start programs, all those things are important. And this, in my view, is we should never have shut down. I've been through this before. I've never seen a shutdown that has good results, that you get something that is worth the pain that you're putting the American people through. It's a mistake, and we need the House to act as quickly as they can, get this country going. And so I think something that's forgotten about this that maybe this show would appreciate is our standing in the world is harmed by the chaos that we demonstrate. Our inability to govern, our inability to work together shows to our adversaries that we have some vulnerabilities, and it shows to our allies we're not that dependable because we can't get our own act together. This is on this Veterans Day, this is the United States of America, and we ought to be able to do the things that cities and counties and school boards do every year: pass a budget, appropriate the money, and do our jobs.
Right. Well,
Agree.
there are certain factions that don't really want the United States to succeed. We won't mention any names. So I saw Senator Kennedy, who's just a kick. I saw him on yesterday on a competing network. He says that Republicans haven't done anything since the big, beautiful bill. He wants another reconciliation bill to do some of the stuff that was left out of the first one. And because you're never going to get a Democrat vote on anything, you only need 51 for a reconciliation. So do some more spending cuts. I don't know what else you might do. Maybe you could look at something about Obamacare to try to rein in the rampant price inflation that you're seeing on all the plans.
So Senator Kennedy is a kick and enjoyable to listen to, and really, really intelligent and smart. Reconciliation is a narrow opportunity created in the rules that allow 51 senators to do something that they can't otherwise do, to overcome the filibuster.
You're allowed to do 2 more, he said.
And the rules allow us to do this again. It is a painful and difficult process, and the rules make it very difficult to do more than a narrow set of things. But there is certainly talk about that being another opportunity for the Republicans to increase the things that we think are to get done.
Short of getting rid of the filibuster and just making it, I don't know. I don't know what that would do. I don't know what the president would try to do left completely no guard. I can't imagine. Of course, same with Democrats. I don't know I don't want to see what happens if either party gets rid of the filibuster.
I'm with you. I'm a supporter. I don't know, that sounds odd to support a filibuster, but it is something that I think is important, not just to the institution of the Senate, but important to the country. And I consider myself generally a member of the minority, whether the Republicans have the majority or the Democrats have the majority, because I represent a rural state in which our issues are different than the vast majority of the nation. Yeah. My ability to influence the direction that the country goes is enhanced on behalf of Kansans when we have the opportunity to require.
Manchin and Sinema are both gone. So what happens if? What are the prospects for Democrats retaking the Senate anytime soon?
It doesn't, I mean, it seems to me that the House is more vulnerable for that to happen. The Republicans in the House are more vulnerable than the Senate. But I mean, Republicans in the Senate ought to be paying strong attention to the American people, because I think there's a strong sense of dissatisfaction with the way things are.
Then you would agree to a vote in December as promised, if you were the House, on the extension of the pandemic era Affordable Care Act subsidies.
I mean, I think there's political consequences
if
to
you don't
ignoring the importance of this health care issue. How you do that matters, and the way it was done.
So would you vote yes to extend it for a year?
I would work to change it from what it is today to work better and be something that is more valuable to the individual consumer, to the person who has the health care needs, than what it is today.
What's that look like?
Which is really about paying insurance.
So that's health savings accounts or something?
That is certainly something that we've long supported and believe that people need more control over their health care decisions. But to suggest that health care can be ignored politically or just as a practical caring for people can't be done.
All right, so the prospects for a bloodbath in 2026 in the House, people said 12 months in Trump world is, you have no idea what it's going to be 12 months from the...
But I mean, the news changes every day. I think there are issues that, again, are driving people to worry about their future. They are economic, and they're feeling the pain. I mean, there's lots of things going on. You mentioned healthcare, but the business community. I mean, farmers in Kansas and trade with China and others is a hugely important issue. It's how we earn a living. Air capital of the world, Kansas, we manufacture. Tariffs and steel and aluminum, the supply chain puts people to work. And those things, everybody is, and I mean, even the air traffic. I mean, that plane that crashed with a helicopter on January the 29th originated from Wichita, Kansas. We, in addition to all the things that the shutdown has created, is we've not been able to further Secretary Duffy's plan to make air travel safer. All those things, uncertainty, people don't like. I don't like uncertainty. I want to know what tomorrow looks like. Hard to do in this world, but if the politicians, the elected officials, don't deal with these economic certainty issues, voters will have a strong voice.
Senator, the outrage towards Chuck Schumer from the progressive wing of his party has some people wondering if politics of old, of the last 30 years or so, where you might see people working around across the aisles, is a thing of the past. Is it tougher to be able to work with anybody from this position, and do you see it getting easier anytime soon?
It is tougher. Politics and the divisiveness has changed in my time in the United States Senate. You feel the consequences. It's become one team versus the other. And we generally now are electing people whose goal is to fight, not solve a problem. I don't want to disparage anybody, but there's a lot of contention as compared to any cooperation. How does it change? The American people could demand that of elected officials. But in the shutdown, and you mentioned the Democratic leader, I've never seen the circumstance that I can recall in which the leadership of the Senate, Republican or Democrat, didn't take the lead in solving the problem.
Right.
Different than leaving it up to 8 senators on their own.
From a government shutdown. Right.
That's an unusual, maybe again not seen before, an unusual thing in which the leadership hands off solving this problem of a shutdown to 8 pretty courageous senators.
Jeez. Oh boy. Oh boy. What do we got? Pete. The not financially advised premiere was awesome. Props to the entire team that has taken it to the next level. Hey, absolutely, brother. Thank you so much. 100% agree, man. I 100% agree. Rodney says, still waiting patiently for the bull run. Still watching all your videos. Hey, absolutely, Rodney. Thank you, brother. Thank you. What's the verdict on the crypto market? Bitcoin's just retesting old resistance right now at 103,000. So nice little bounce. Will be good. Love and life. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your generosity. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting me. I appreciate you. I really, really do. Thank you so much. Super chats are kind of slim tonight, so thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, this is potentially good news for Zebek, maybe, huh? IRS introduces safe harbor allowing tax-free staking for crypto ETPs. The U.S. Treasury and the IRS have announced a new safe harbor that allows crypto ETFs and state to stake digital assets without paying extra tax. The guidance resolves a regulatory challenge that previously prevented asset managers from participating in staking networks due to concerns about potentially violating tax laws. Under Revenue Procedure 2025-31, ETFs and trusts are now allowed to stake digital assets and share the rewards directly with investors. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent stated on November 10th that the move is intended to enhance investor benefits, promote innovation, and maintain America's position as a global leader in digital assets and blockchain technology. Gary Gensler is punching a pillow somewhere right now, right? Under the previous framework, tax law prohibited a trust from controlling an investment or operating a business for profit. This created a challenge because actively managing staking could lead the IRS to classify the product as a corporation. If that happens, the trust's rewards would be subject to corporate taxes, making the activity unprofitable for investors. The revised policy creates a safe harbor where staking rewards earned within an ETP framework do not automatically create immediate tax liabilities for individual investors. Consensus lawyer Bill Hughes explained the update, stating the guidance transforms staking from a compliance risk into a tax-recognized, institutionally viable activity. To take advantage of the protection, an ETF must follow strict rules. The investment products must operate on a national securities exchange and have all activities and disclosures approved by the SEC. The trust can hold only cash and one type of proof-of-stake digital asset, and management is limited to essential tasks such as accepting assets, paying expenses, and distributing rewards. Earning profits from market fluctuations is also not allowed, and a third-party custodian must hold the private keys and work with the independent staking provider. This new tax clarity arrives as asset managers are already expanding their offerings. The regulatory path for such products was partly cleared in August when the SEC Division of Corporate Finance issued a bulletin stating that certain liquid staking activities do not fall under the securities laws. Many experts saw the determination as the last major obstacle for the SEC to approve staking in spot Ethereum ETFs. It sets the stage for new products, including the first Solana staking ETF, which launched in the United States back in July, which we talked about earlier in this live stream. BMNR Bulls, a well-known X account, described the development as a major victory for Ethereum and crypto ETFs, suggesting it could open the door for trillions of dollars in institutional capital to accelerate mainstream digital asset adoption. Are you in? Let's frickin' go, baby. 100%. Let's go back over to the Bitcoin chart. What's happening there? Yeah, so just a retest of old resistance, guys. I'd like to see us in the next couple of days make our way back up to retest resistance at 106,600. But we'll see what happens. I personally think, I talked about this morning, we could come down and form a bit of a double bottom before going on up, right? We got to get that bootylicious little bottom and bootylicious little bottom. That just kind of came out and then a move to the upside. So we shall see what happens, guys. But for now, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the support, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. Central. Make sure you get your butts over to the Patreon, book your one-on-one coaching calls or join our group coaching calls. Get all the trading guidance, exit strategies, profit-taking plans, and portfolio structure assistance that you need, and so much more, guys. The link is down below. Oh, Jay dropping some cheddar at the last minute. Jay, thank you so much, man, for jumping in there. Thank you, Rob, for the Zebex swing trade. Made off nice. Yes, that was a good trade we did. Absolutely, man. Thank you so much. I'm glad you won on that one, man. All right, guys. Thank you so much, Jay. Once again, thanks for dropping in. Love and life, and everybody else. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.